6 o'clock. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham. We're glad you're starting a brand new week off with us. Let's start things off by talking to, I just saw Brandon. Now I'm thinking about meteorologist Thomas Patrick. Thomas, check out that sunrise behind you. It is beautiful.
Yeah, it sure is beautiful. And Tim, we're glad that you're back from your trip to
good.
Chicago.
Hopefully, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, hopefully the weather was pretty well there. They get some decent sunrises coming off of Lake Michigan as well. But that is beautiful as well. You can still tell it's a little bit hazy even in between the cloud cover out there just because of how orange and reddish that is looking, but beautiful nonetheless. Mostly cloudy at the moment. Temperatures very mild, 68 degrees as of 6 a.m. But this is what we'll be watching very closely today. See all these lightning strikes over the eastern Cascade slopes and the northern Cascades here. This thunderstorms will be moving through Okanagan and Ferry counties today. So we'll be watching that quite closely throughout both the morning and afternoon hours.
And as you wake up this morning, we want to help you prepare for your morning commute. Here's a live look at I-90 in Freya right now. Traffic is moving smoothly, which is what we like to see here. If anything slows you down on Up with KREM, we let you know about it first. And speaking of that, now we want to get to a construction traffic alert for you. Happening tonight, road work on US 195 could impact some drivers south of Spokane. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones live for us this morning with updates. Brandon, there's been a lot of construction in this part of town recently. Tell us more what drivers should prepare for.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Well, this new project will begin tonight at 7 p.m. and it's going to run the stretch between Spangle and Spokane. So it's going to be starting kind of south and make its way up north here towards Cheney Spokane Road. And just to give you a little bit more context on exactly where it'll be taking, it's going to start near Cornwall Road. Again, that's in Spangle, running up to Cheney Spokane Road. Tonight, crews will start their work with survey, guardrail, curbing, and any other preliminary work before paving gets underway next week on August 19th. They'll be working north, so the project will begin in Spangle and again make its way up. There won't be any lane closures north of Hatch Road until after September 10th due to a City of Spokane project impacting the intersection of US 195 and Meadow Lane Road. Work will take place Monday through Friday between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. So if you're someone who uses this particular stretch of the road, WSDOT is asking that you prepare for potential delays between that time, and just make sure you're keeping in mind crews will be out there working on the road. But for now, reporting live here in Spokane County, Brandon T. Jones from 2 News.
All right, it is 6:03. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. This morning, a man is in custody after barricading himself inside a home yesterday. Spokane County Sheriff's deputies responded to North Olson Hill Court in Medical Lake for reports of an armed man. The sheriff's office says during the standoff, the suspect pointed a rifle at one of the armored vehicles, and then the suspect fired shots inside the home. Officials say crisis negotiators managed to convince the suspect out of the house unarmed. He could face felony assault and additional charges. Developing this morning, over the weekend, someone driving a pickup truck tried to pass another car on State Highway 41 and ended up hitting a minor on a dirt bike. Idaho State Police say this happened near Blanchard. Both drivers died. Police say the dirt bike did not have its headlights on. The crash blocked the highway for about 5 hours. This morning, it is now back open. We're still waiting to learn the identities of the victims. This morning, Spokane police are still looking for a suspected drive-by shooter. Police say it all began Thursday in North Spokane. Someone shot a man at a gas station. The shooter left the scene in a car. Police thought the suspect was at a home near North Washington Street, so SWAT responded to make an arrest, but after a several hours-long standoff, they actually never found the suspect. We'll stay on top of this one for you, and we'll let you know what we find out. That is a look at your morning rush. New this morning, we have some new developments in the story that we've been following since June. More charges in the case of a man accused of kidnapping his daughter and taking her to Mexico. But this time, the charges are against Aaron Ong's own father. This indictment shows a federal grand jury found enough probable cause to charge James Ong for helping his son, Aaron, kidnap his 2-year-old daughter. Friday's hearing ended abruptly, with the defense tasked with doing some investigating of its own. KREM 2 Shannon Mowdy was in the federal courtroom where James Ong appeared for the first time.
Inside Spokane's federal courthouse, James Ong of Moscow said he understood the charges against him: conspiracy and aiding and abetting international parental kidnapping. The last time James was in court, he was on the other side in the public gallery, waving to his son, Aaron. Now he's been accused of helping Aaron kidnap his 2-year-old daughter. An August 7th indictment shows James Ong is accused of exchanging coded and encrypted messages with Aaron while he had his daughter in Mexico. In court, prosecutor Rebecca Perez summarized some of those messages. FBI tracking family. So far, got nothing. National news. Don't get nervous. Use a disguise. Perez called it a coordinated, well-planned conspiracy to kidnap the girl, orchestrated by James and others. She said in mid-May, before Aaron took his daughter as part of a court-ordered parenting plan, James's Cadillac was placed into storage in North Idaho, and burner phones were purchased. Court records show Aaron was suspected of driving his dad's Cadillac across the Mexican border, his daughter with him. Perez says the FBI was able to track the license plate and phones, with one crossing the border and one used by someone in Moscow. Friday's hearing was continued until next week after the government and Ong's defense attorney couldn't verify his financial situation or who owns the company he works for. Judge James Gakey said he needs to know if Ong has the financial means to flee if released. The indictment also lists 2 defendants with James Ong. Those are redacted, but we do know his son Aaron is a co-defendant in the case, so it does appear at least one other person will be charged. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
In Northwest news, a Seattle police officer is challenging a traffic citation issued to him. This all comes after he hit and killed a Seattle woman last year. Officer Kevin Dave hit 23-year-old John V. Candula while responding to a call. He was going 63 miles per hour in a 25-mile-per-hour zone in South Lake Union with no sirens on. Candula's death sparked protest against Seattle PD and resulted in the firing of now former officer Daniel Otterer. He was caught on body cam video making insensitive comments regarding her death. His lawyer says the ticket was sent to the wrong address and he never got it, so they filed a motion to dismiss it. A hearing is set for next month.
Excuse me. My heart was tore out.
Suing the state of Washington, saying the Department of Fish and Wildlife is responsible for his wife's death. Mary Valentine drowned in January while working as a scientist for the department. LNI investigators says the state committed, quote, willful and serious safety violations in Valentine's case. Proper training was not provided and the state did not ensure she had personal flotation devices available. The department faces more than $200,000 in fines stemming from 3 incidents over the past year, including a separate drowning last September. Fish and Wildlife says it is now taking more standardized approach to safety training.
A little bit too late for my wife, but at least somebody else, might not have to go through this.
The fines will be paid into Washington's Workers' Compensation Fund, helping injured workers and families of those who have died on the job.
And as we take you outside for a check of our forecast, mostly cloudy at the moment as a disturbance is starting to move through Washington. That will produce a few isolated thunderstorms, mainly over the northern Washington mountains, actually already ongoing for some of the eastern Cascade slopes in this region. So both red flag warnings and flood watches issued for Okanagan and Ferry County, basically for the same thing. These thunderstorms, well, the lightning strikes elevates the fire danger. The heavy rains in their cores could cause burn scar flooding if they hit the right areas over the mountains themselves. So that's what we'll be tracking throughout the day today, morning and afternoon hours. Other than that, though, temperatures look quite pleasant for this week ahead, staying largely in the 80s as opposed to the 90s for this week.